So is like the United Nations, like the Urban Dictionary, a word a week added? Or is it like the Getty, you have to ask? Or is it like Dewey, a new topic? So like this, when did the United Nations create a committee on the Atlantic world, having resolved all former issues, because now it is the Atlantic world? Please, I can't bend down. I still have to put all of these away. I'm reshuffling again. Very limited. 1 foot this way, 1 foot that way, ass in a chair. That's it. That's it. So now we had Robin Morgan. Yes, brown bag lunch, CLEP. You could use it for your social work. I'm almost positive it fell under that category. Find it in the Washington Post. Things to do, the brown bag lunch. Remember? Female circumcision, third world countries, Robin Morgan, feminist dispatches. There's not very many. Small little new library. Who are the two people coming to D.C.? Robin Morgan, Carol Gilligan. Mapping the moral domain in a different voice. Just two. You didn't want to merge with two. You didn't want to merge with 5 primary sources, the Black Panther Party. That brought me all the way back to Chisholm versus Georgia, because Chisholm versus very similar to Power to the People. Read it, not Power to the People. Chisholm versus Georgia. Not Shirley Chisholm, but isn't that interesting? So the point being, was there really a women's movement? Frances Perkins in charge, FDR, as long as FDR in charge of the Department of Labor. In California, Bauer, not who's the boss. Karen Light or whatever. Judith Light, Karen Wolick. Oh, come on. You either are going to get over the whore issue from Pretty Woman to Maya. Karen Wolick, Judith Light, One Life to Live. Another Agnes Nixon production. That is The Banner. Erica Slaywall, whatever her name is. The newspaper, The Banner. It's a soap opera. Well, Karen is a bored doctor's wife, and she takes up with Marco Dane. Now, on All My Children with Donna Beck, Candace Early, Original Sandy, Grease Broadway, Billy Clyde Tuggle. Locust Street really exists. Mumia knows, and so does Mr. Dilworth, and so does Officer Faulkner. The modern women's movement changed America. The world split open. No, that's that thing. The Italian guy on the mall of the United Nations. The typewriter ball, it blew up. And then it was in Richmond, Fine Arts, for Jasper Johns versus Munch. I'm a Jasper Johns groupie. So I'm at the Fine Arts, regrets. Pyre. Yeah, that's so like Gandhi when he passed away. Pyre. In my opinion. San Francisco, Bush baby. The bridge promised to San Francisco. Richmond was Munch. Boston Fine Arts was Regrets. Pyre. And, yeah. Anyway, so this Italian ball in the Richmond Fine Arts. So basically, if the journalists of New York, because there are multiple additions to Sisterhood is Global, Robin Morgan, all of those little women that she chose from those dictatorial countries to say how bad the dictatorial country is, how on earth are all of these dictatorial men in the United States of America, in New York City, wonderful people, when Robin Morgan's people said they weren't? Did she cancel subscription purchase of the books? Those women should be just as crippled as I am for going to the library in the United States of America. And when I brought my father to the New York Public Library as my bodyguard, don't tell me what that person not from here said to my father, "Shut her up." I'm bringing my father now. Well, you didn't have a women's movement because there was already a women's movement with women getting jobs. And considering Alice Paul was still alive when the ERA, did anybody go talk to Alice Paul just like I contacted Nick Johnson, just like I contacted Greenberg? Arkley never responded. Rush never responded. Frederica Newton never responded. Floria Marshall never responded. John Lewis never responded. Mumia never responded. Anyway, so now JFK, the Rights of Man speech at the convention 1960. I want to know who wrote the speech. Who stuck in Rights of Man? I cannot find Rights of Man for Thomas Jefferson, but I did in Aurora, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia newspaper, Aurora. There is a comment about Rights of Man. If you can find the Rights of Man, the making of New World slavery from the Baroque to the modern, 1492 to 1800. Because this Rights of Man is important to Haiti. Slavery, Freedom, and the Law in the Atlantic World, a brief history with documents. Oh, come on. It's all footnoted in my papers. This is not College Park, people. Before Haiti, race and citizenship in French Saint Domingo. You know, this is very complicated because they keep changing the name and it's very confusing. I'm just saying. So has the United Nations redone all of their committees to be reflective of this? It's a requirement now. The Declaration of Rights of Man and of Citizens. Slavery and the French and Haitian Revolutionists. Oh, that's history of civilization in England. Are they trying to uncivilize us? Regression, Tyler? You know, there's some words that Douglas mentioned in his newspaper, and if you put that on Twitter, and I've been not often, well, oh, but that, they will block you. It's English. Oh, but don't ever bring it up. They did it. Don't. The Incorporation of America. The Gilded Age is already in trouble. I'm just saying, you know, from this side, whichever way you're going to enter the war, you know, they say if those islands were not bombed in Japan, well, that is like, you know, their colonial empire. So where are you all making these clothes in Vietnam? I hope you're paying them good. Well, substantially higher. When my dad needed a Father's Day hat from Maryland, it cost like $20 made in the USA. Where are your jerseys being made? And unless those ships are solar, I don't see how things are costing $10 from Old Navy. I don't know. Yeah, I need to free up some room. You see, but all of these are ESOs. You think I'm kidding? retention and archiving. That's a hypothetical mighty fine fitness center. Information governance. Security Standards Council, Information Supplement, PCI SSC Cloud Computing Guidelines. You think hypothetical is fake? No, only the movie is fake. It's a hypothetical. Space Data and Information Transfer Systems. Do you know how much money I spent on Hewlett-Packard Inc. before he gave me the discount? And before the guy said, generic works, I said, really? It won't break the printer? It'll work. Do you know how long it took for some guy to tell me that? Thousands of dollars in ink. You think these things are free? First of all, the university makes an agreement of which ones they think are important. It's not my fault that College Park in '84 chose to flush everybody down the toilet. I'm being nice because more than likely they did not flush their own down the toilet. So basically, I am only the Steve Museum project. It was a Metropolitan Museum of Art thing. They are now going to allow tagging, folksonomy, natural language. I don't know what was up with that, but whatever. They are going to allow the people, the tourists, to tag what they see in a picture. The Steve Museum project, that's not fake. It's not. And the T3 will hook you back up to the University of Maryland College Park. So basically, I am only looking at my bibliographies that now I graduated from California. I wrote a paper on the Metropolitan Museum, Steve Museum project, and it brought me back to College Park, and it brought me back to College Park even further. So what do you want from me? Which will then bring me to George Miller 1980 word link. POS, not point of sales. You know, that cash register that was rounding the wrong way, but because I have large accounts like the University of Maryland College Park or NASA, where $7,000 is a discrepancy of a round penny. So why didn't these companies sue? I want my money back. POS, point of sales. I said to the people on the cash register at that time, it ain't me because basically I don't know how to use it. I could barely clock in. Where am I now? You're wrong. No, I don't think so. I think I'm right. So this is not point of sale POS George Miller. It's parts of speech. So the original, it is parts of speech. So when they didn't, Grammar and Sophia, they gave me this grammar book in high school. What it was, I want grammar. So I took it in college, and do you know what the gods did to me? They gave me the same goddamn book. What? So I just decided, listen, in your high school, you get the poo-poo platter of careers. Well, I didn't get that. I pay for it. I paid for it then, too. I pay taxes. I paid for your poo-poo. Now I'm paying for mine. You got a problem with that? I don't want to be a journalist. I just want to see what it's about. And it said grammar waived. So he waives the grammar. He doesn't say computer needed. And then there's a storm. And then a headline for a fire. Listen, I know how you write, but a house fire is electrical. Did the firemen shut things off? I am not yellow journalism. That's a Hearst. And look what happened to Patty. Free Patty. Oh, come on. Who didn't try to get... Oh, well, I did. I don't know what you did. Now I have to, the fire, and control save, because there's lightning outside. No, I'm through with this, but now I see what happened to the old people, too. You know, those journalists that weren't really journalists, but, you know, they were honest people, not like you people. You put that big old computer in front of them. You probably did that shift lock on the keys. What? IBM, just go to the shell and remove those line blocks. You did, didn't you, to drive those old men crazy? Oh, and old women too. Anyway, I've just got so much to do, it's not even funny. Oh, and then of course, you know, I got Yolta, but that's in the wrong place. And the making of Haiti. But it all falls back to the rights of man. Trust me, it does. And if you think I'm kidding about the Atlantic world, no, I'm not. No, I'm not kidding, and I'm not going to get the maps either. 20th century and beyond, the global history. The Atlantic world. Oh, come on. You think I'm kidding? A cultural history of the Atlantic world? They better be all caught up. What are they doing in there? Not paying their New York parking tickets? Well, let me tell you something. When Hillary came back from China, I'm sure, come on now, little progressive headband lady, she didn't say, on the ball, Atlantic world, before we end up being like that exploded IBM thing. And I'm sure with her foundation, you know, I'm sure she's telling all of those people, we are going to explain the NGO to everybody. We are going to be Cortesia. We are going to be Thendika. We are not going to be the bad NGO. Why doesn't anybody ask her about an NGO? Revolutions in the Atlantic world. I am where I am supposed to be. You, on the other hand, you got a lot of work to do, and I do mean it. Because this is not Gidget goes to the UN. And I think Gidge, she did a much better job than any one of you. It's a tough day. It is. I got a lot of work to do.